Hi Kickstarters, I'm Fergus Urquhart, the founder of Blackout Studios and the CEO and founder of Obsidian Entertainment. We've spent years putting a whole group of people together who love making role-playing games and are really the best guys on the planet to do it. We're excited to talk to you today about...
After we launched, it was sort of like, you don't even know, and I was talking to Brian Fargo about this, and they did Torment, which actually earned a little bit more than Eternity. And when they went out, it's like, oh, what's gonna happen, and you hope that you have a good idea, and it's even like when you're launching a game, you don't always know.
We were making bets to see how much we would make in the first day, and a lot of us didn't think that we would make more than $100,000. And I think by the time I hit refresh, so I put it up there and I hit refresh and we already made like $800, like in 10 seconds.
That morning I was hopeful but kind of skeptical. And when it launched and it started getting money, I was like, oh, okay, cool. People are looking at it and they're giving money, but I didn't really perceive the rate that it was going up.
So I'd go into someone's office and I'm talking to them about a thing, and they were just sitting there with F5 on the Kickstarter page going, they're like, another 5,000. Another 5,000, and I would have these short conversations with people, like 5 minutes, and they're like, we just made $5,000, and we all went out for beers, that night, and I think, by the time everybody kind of went home and things like that, I think we'd already gotten like $750,000 or $800,000.
We reached the initial goal, I think, in 27 hours.
Basically, like a lot of us felt like we saved the company. Like it was probably the best day in Obsidian's history. We basically just sat and watch that number all day.
And then, it was about middle of the next day where we hit 1 million, and a couple hours later that we hit 1.1. And a lot of it is like, we weren't prepared.
Hey everybody, 1.5 million. Pretty darn amazing. Thank you everyone who's contributed so far. Once we passed $2 million, I said, okay, we're really making this game and it's really gonna be pretty big. And the thing is, it had been kind of exhausting to that point, but it was not anything compared to what the next month was going to be.
Because it meant, we all have to be in this weekend because we need stretch goals and we need this and we need that and we need to be communicating.
We were really overwhelmed by how much money came pouring in. We were kind of expecting it to be high, but not that high and not that fast. And so people really demanded stretch goals right away.
So the stretch goal is a way of saying, okay, this is funded. Do you want more of this stuff? But we did not have those nailed down at all. So the next morning, got up, ate, went to work, and we all just got in the lounge and we're like, okay, I guess people want us to make this game. What else are they going to want us to make?
Our fans have a kind of conceived notion of how big these types of games are, just based on the games like Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2, Icewind Dale. They have, they expect at least a 40 to 100 hour game, like tons of content.
All of us were in a lot of ways scrambling. I mean, and hopefully what it looked like from the outside is that while we had our crap together. On the inside, it didn't always feel that way.
And people noticed. Like some people would say, like, it sounds like you guys are just kind of making stuff up as you go along. And I'm like, well, like, I kind of am. And they're like, well, why isn't this all thought out? Because that's why we're kickstarting it.
It was really learning every day, like how do you run a Kickstarter? Like how do you run a campaign? Because that's ultimately what a Kickstarter is. Like none of us have ever run a political campaign or anything like that, but a Kickstarter is almost like that.
Well, so normally if we were developing a game, we would develop the pitch and take it to the publisher, and then in pre-production, we have all that time in pre-production to think about all the details, and we can kind of ruminate on it. There's a luxury in Kickstarter. You don't have time to do that. It's pretty nerve-wracking. So usually when I design settings and I design worlds, I go at a very slow pace because I do things like write orthography for languages, like fictional languages. I research a lot and do a lot of things over time, but I needed to suddenly just turn things around, almost, not quite daily, but very rapidly. My next update will actually be about mechanics. Today I wanted to talk about the souls and the technology stuff.
So the final few days of the Kickstarter, we were pushing towards kind of the highest amount that a game ever made with Kickstarter.
We made almost as much the last day as we made the first day.
It was crazy. We had asked for $1.1 million and gotten 3.9 plus anything in the PayPal. So
the company was so behind it and everybody was excited. I think we had like 100,000 or more people on Twitch watching us. I think there was even a press guy on, I think it was PC Gamer Online. He even said, that was his whole thing. It was like, wow, it was just fun to be there with them and everybody else.
We were so excited that it was distracting to the other teams at Obsidian.
We weren't wondering if we were going to make our goal. We'd already made our goal. We'd already made our goal 3 times over, you know, and so everything at that point was just gravy, and it just meant we could make the game even better.
1, we didn't think we were going to be able to make a game like this again. 2, we were worried about the state of the company before we started the Kickstarter. We were looking and saying, like, we're a bunch of people right now that are not bringing in money from a team of that. We're the remnants of people after the layoffs had happened. So from really, really low morale to probably the highest I've ever seen the morale at the company.
We finally kind of got off that treadmill. I always kind of say that when I'm talking to people, is that as an independent developer, we're on this treadmill and we're just kind of treading water. This was like the opportunity for us to jump off that treadmill and kind of run at our own pace.
Now we have, in essence, our backers during the development of this. And it's serious to us because they've already given their money. You know, so we owe them. Like, it's our responsibility that we hold up our end of the bargain as much as we can.
We're gonna see if we can do it. Yeah. There's a lot of pressure on us because I think, you know, we're an established company. Obsidian and our team has a responsibility to our backers and to Kickstarter and for the future of Kickstarter to actually produce a game that's good and produce something that people will enjoy so that people trust Kickstarter and people will trust us so we can continue working on games like this. You know, it's all on us right now. It's, you know, there's not a publisher involved. There's not a whole lot of outside influences involved. It's our game. It's our time to shine. So it's our time to step up to the plate and make sure that we can hit a home run.